This is the plaintiff, Vivian Smith. She says the defendant, her deceased son's fiancé, refuses to return his Harley-Davidson motorcycle and Mustang to her. That's right, she rode the Harley to his funeral. She refuses to hand over the vehicles, and she's here suing this selfish, uncaring woman for the $5,000 she's owed. This is the defendant, Itita Williams. She says her fiancé was accidentally killed by gunfire. They were together for 10 years and have a 6-year-old daughter together. She and the plaintiff always had a rocky relationship, and she can't believe this woman actually has the nerve to be suing her today. She refuses to turn over his ashes or the death certificate, and she doesn't owe this vicious woman a penny because both vehicles are in her name. She's accused of making Mom mad.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay. Ms. Smith and Ms. Williams, I am very sorry for your loss, first of all. When did this happen, the shooting?
July 7th.
2019?
July 6th, 2019. But it went into the 7th.
Were you present when it happened?
Yes, I was.
Can you give me a brief explanation of how he was shot? He was her son and your fiancé. Okay.
While intervening in an altercation, talking to the fellow with the gun, another guy came around and attempted to try to grab the gun.
And then the gun went off?
The gun went off. And
who's the other guy who attempted to grab the gun? What's his relation to you?
No relationship to me.
Was this person dating your daughter?
No.
Okay.
The guy that's in jail for the shooting at the time, my daughter and him had just stopped dating.
Okay. And was he the one who had the gun?
Yes.
And he had the gun pointed at who? At your fiancé?
No.
At someone else?
He had it in his hand when Darnell was speaking with him. And another person from
Is Darnell your fiancé?
Yes.
Okay.
Another person from the party
went to grab the
went
gun.
around them and tried to grab the gun. And then a scuffle broke out, and Darnell ended up getting shot in the heart. It blew his heart out.
Oh my goodness. All right, now the person who was trying to intervene did not get in trouble.
No.
Because he was trying to save people's lives. It just turned out to be...
Right.
So the person who went to the party with the gun, did that person get charged?
Yes.
With manslaughter?
Yes.
And did he get convicted?
Yes. He got sentenced on January 3rd to 7 years.
All right, now you have a child with Darnell, right?
Yes.
How old is your child?
6.
All right. You are suing because, according to you, your son owned a 2008 Harley-Davidson and a 1990 Mustang, and you feel that those things belong to you?
Yes.
How do you figure?
He's my son. They're not married. And that was just memories for me.
Right.
She wants to sell it.
Right. They're not married, so
No.
they may not belong to her, but there's a 6-year-old child involved. Why wouldn't they belong technically to her?
And he has an older son.
Well, did anybody go to probate? Did anybody go to court and say, we have an estate, the estate has 2 things, a Harley-Davidson and a 1990 Mustang, and we have to determine who it belongs to? You didn't go to probate? You didn't go to probate?
I didn't have a chance to do anything. There were other things that Darnell had, 2 cars too, that she took, and she took one and she gave his daughter one. So basically, there was a lot of things that were given away that were not given to my daughter nor me.
You mean Darnell had other cars besides the vehicles we're talking about?
Right.
And who made the
That
decision?
were driven there the day of the party, that were at her house during the time of the altercation, and she took them. And she drives one, and she gave the Infinity to his older daughter.
Now, talk to me about the Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
Whose Mustang is that?
That's my Mustang that that I bought. Darnell helped me purchase it, and I have the title and the sale right here. The Mustang was never in Darnell's name, and I've never even taken the title to motor vehicles to get the title in my name.
How long ago did you buy it?
Since 2010.
Why haven't you changed it? So the prior owner still has it under their name?
With my name on the title.
You did nothing with the title. You're supposed to do that right away.
Right.
But have you driven it?
No, it's never been on
In
the road.
10 years, it's never been driven.
It's an investment.
So it's been at my house.
Okay.
Yeah,
Where is it physically now?
in the shop where we had it towed to from her house. It was in the yard.
When did you decide to tow it? After she's dealing out the Infinity and all that, or
No,
before
no,
that?
way before that.
Way before that.
before any of this. It's been there, getting work done to it.
I don't think that Lori is going to be very appreciative that this 1990 Ford Mustang in question is still in her name. You're supposed, you know what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to have registered it. This is why if you ever sell a car, you need to make sure that nothing remains in your name. And every state has a different way for you to do it. You're not hostage to the person you sold the car to, but you really should follow up and find out if the person you sold the car to changed it out of your name. Because if there's a car accident, then you can get sued. So you want to keep the bill of sale to prove there was a sale. You want to keep something to prove there was a sale so you don't get sued. You want to make sure that it's no longer in your name. You want to turn in your plates and file whatever you have to file in your state to say, I divested myself of the car. Wow. Yeah, what makes you, it's under, if this paperwork is to be believed, it is the bill of sale for this car, and it wasn't even in your son's name. What claim would you have to it?
I had it all them years in my yard.
Well, that doesn't matter. What does that matter? That
Yeah.
I was parked in my, so now I own it. All right, and now let's talk about the Harley-Davidson. Do you have a title for that?
Yes, I do.
Now, this is a title that puts it in your name, correct?
Right.
Except for that this happened after the death, right?
The title was signed over to me in April.
Show me proof of that. Is that going to show me that the title was signed over to you in April?
I don't think so because I
No,
didn't.
because what it's going to show me is that after the date of the death, you registered it in your name.
Right.
Right. That's the opposite of what you're saying.
Okay.
So if the title was signed over to you in April, who was it signed over to you in April by?
Darnell.
Okay, can you prove that? That's what I'm asking you to prove.
No.
Why
Okay.
would he sign it over to you in April?
Because at that time, April 27th, we were supposed to get married. We ended up having to push the date back because technically when he bought the bike, the money that he used for the bike was for our wedding. So I had been in his ear in reference to the money that he used on the bike for our wedding, and it was time to get rid of it because we booked the place, and because of that, he wasn't finished paying for the wedding. We needed to get rid of the bike to move forward to pay for the wedding to change to this April.
So according to you, he put it in your name.
Yeah, it was I wanted my money back.
Tell me how you got this title in your name. What did you present to the Department of Motor Vehicles in
The
order
old
to-
title.
So you and I will both know when that, actually, won't we see the date? Yeah, we'll see right here, October.
Well, I received it in October.
Say it again?
I received it in October.
All I have to do is get off the bench and find out when you applied for it.
Yeah, you can do that, but
And
I
if I
received it in
do
October.
that, am I going to find that it's after or before his death?
You're going to find out that it's after his death because
Right.
that's when I took it. It was in our safe,
So you
right,
just
with the other
kept
one.
it around for all that time. Whoa, that's what you did with this one.
Actually, I didn't even keep it. He hid it. He had it hid. And then when I managed to get the safe open, there it was with some other
Because
belongings
every
of his.
state has certain requirements. I looked into the requirements in your state of New York where you have to show certain things to be able to put it in your name. Of course, anybody could just take a title and then just write Darnell's signature and then hand it over and then get it in their name. I'm not stupid.
Right.
So I have no idea how this ended up in her name, but I do have a very clear idea of what the law is in this case. And here's what it is. I assume he died without a will because everyone's acting like he did.
Right.
Right.
He didn't have a will.
Right. So when we call that dying intestate. When someone dies intestate, then the rules of the state automatically come into play about who gets what. You get nothing as the mother if he has kids. The kids get whatever it is. The kids end up splitting it. You get nothing as a fiancé.
Right.
There's no provision for fiancés, okay? What could have happened in this case is that as mom started dealing things out, you could have said, whoa, wait a second, and filed a probate case on behalf of your daughter. I imagine, I don't know, I imagine that did he leave a really big estate behind, or is it just the vehicles we're talking about?
I mean, he had dirt bike, you know.
It's just
couple little
vehicles.
things, jewelry.
Did
and
he own
things
any
like that.
property?
No,
Okay. Did he have any cash?
not to my knowledge.
Okay. Jewelry?
Yeah, he has a necklace that she has.
Okay. Did you give it to her?
No, it was on him when he got shot. So when she got the property, she got the necklace.
Have you had a good relationship with her before this or not really?
We did until June of 2014, and then we didn't, and then we were working on it, and then...
What happened on June of 2014?
Welcome back to the People's Court. The plaintiff's son was killed, and she's trying to get the plaintiff's Mustang and Harley back from the defendant, her fiancé. But the defendant may have put the title in her name after his death. Family disputes, especially when involving the death of a loved one, always difficult. Let's go back into the courtroom.
My daughter got hurt at her house.
How?
And she conceived drugs in her system, and I got a hold that she lied about it, and it made me look at her different.
Wait. How old was your daughter at the time?
My daughter was 1 year old.
And how did she consume drugs?
Because her oldest granddaughter used a spoon that she told her not to use, and the spoon had PCP angel dust on it, and it put my daughter in the hospital. So because she lied to me and her relationship was not good. We were working on it, but it was hard for me to trust her because she lied to me, and I considered her to be my family.
Did it do any permanent damage to your daughter?
I mean, not that I can see,
Okay.
right now, she's still,
I'm so sorry.
we're grieving, but, her as a grandmother, she left me hanging. She never came back to the hospital. After that, she just don't treat my daughter right, She just, because she's affiliated with me and I stand a strong ground of what I want for my daughter and the aspects, she don't call my daughter, she don't involve herself, it's just like my daughter's by herself when my daughter is Darnell's blood legacy.
Did you want to respond to that?
Do you even let me see her?
What does that mean? Have you tried to and she won't let you?
Yeah, I work 18 hours a day, from Monday to Friday. It's hard.
So you don't have time for her is what you're saying. I'm not sure
Not
what
like
you're saying.
that. I'll try on the weekends, but she don't let me see her.
The last time you saw my daughter was January 20th. She stayed the weekend with you. And then when you found out that I had the bike, you filed the papers in Patchogue on January 21st, and you never
Who
called
does she
back,
think
you
had
or
the
your
bike?
family.
Wait, stop a second. Who did she think had the bike?
The guy that rode the bike to the funeral.
How did he get the bike? Where had the bike
was at
been?
my
The bike was at her house.
I always had it.
Yeah. You had it sometimes, and I also had it sometimes.
no.
Just
It doesn't
like the
matter. We're done.
infinity
We're
in the
done.
car.
We're done. Let me tell you what you need to do. As for the Mustang, I'm ruling in your favor. The Mustang's out of it. As for the Harley-Davidson, that's a little dicier because what should have happened is that this title should be in the name of the daughter, you as the guardian of the daughter.
Right.
I don't see that happening. You say it didn't because he signed it over to you and you just had it lying around. I'm not sure I buy any of that, but none of that matters. If you want to contest that, you would have to go to probate court to contest that and lay a claim to it. And why would you when her daughter and the other child are the people who would have a right to it? It would be
Right.
crazy
Yeah,
on
I
your
wasn't
part.
trying to get rid of it. She's trying to sell it.
Yeah,
have
she
the
should sell it.
paperwork
She
here.
should sell it and make up for the deficit that's left behind
I was
because
left in a
her son
financial
was. And where
situation.
was that party?
At her house.
Tell me about, is this a party that, what was the party for?
They have this party every year. They have nice parties and stuff like that, but I didn't feel like the party should have happened that year because there was just an altercation at her house where the house was raided, and I begged Darnell not to have the party, but they wanted to have the party. She had just gotten out of jail, and there was money
what?
drugs. There was money that was used that he was supposed to help me with. Our cable and stuff was off, and he wanted to take the money and have the party, and then the party happened, and then I was left in an uproar with no money or anything that people gave her, cards and anything. She never offered me a dime for my daughter. She never called and said, do y'all need money to eat or anything out of any of the cards that were
Who
given.
had a fund? A golden
So
fund?
I
a
did.
Halo fund?
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
The cars that were driven and the motors, the things that were driven to the party that, I realize you're the mother, but she's not only the fiancée, but the mother of his kid. How is it
But
that
he
that
has
didn't end
other-
up back in her hands instead of you giving it or selling
It
it?
was
Or
always at my house. There's other children too.
That
how
you-
many children are there?
there's 3, and she made sure that the other 2 were good, and basically my daughter got left out because you don't have a relationship with me. You want to deal with the 6-year-old child when I'm the adult. You have to deal with me in reference to deal with the child. You didn't make it fair.
All right, we're done. As to the Mustang, I'm ruling in your favor. As to the Harley, I am dismissing it without prejudice to you bringing it up to probate court, none of which is going to happen over the Harley, only because the date of the issuance of the title in your name is past the date of the death. So I think if she wants to, research that and figure something out and file a probate case, and the other kids may have entitlement to a portion of it, I'm leaving that in probate's hands. Between you and me and a lamppost, I highly doubt there's going to be a probate case over that. All right? But because I don't see what would be your incentive for filing the probate case. It's not going to go to you. It's going to go to the children. Anyway. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
So, Ms. Smith, you heard the judge. If you want to go after that motorcycle, you got to go to probate court, okay?
Yes.
Think you'll do that? It's a lot of trouble.
Yes.
You think you will? And you may fail there, too.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. I hope you get a better relationship going with her.
Okay. Thank you.
Think you will?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Really? All right. Good luck to you. Okay, Ms. Williams. She seems to think maybe she'll have a better relationship with you in the future. Do you think so?
No.
No?
No, when you disrespect my child, you disrespect me. She has never respected the legacy, and my daughter is the blood legacy, and she will never.
So it's over.
It's over. Hear no evil, see no evil.
Thank you very much. You must sign some documents on your way out of the courtroom. Harvey?
Well, Doug, look, this is a probate case when it comes to the Harley, and that's why probate judges have exclusive jurisdiction to decide who gets what when it involves a will or the death of somebody and distributing property.